you know what I'm talking about. So it's good that we empower.
So tell us. You've been.
Thank you for letting the sharks. Okay.
You've been in church for 2 weeks, right? Or you haven't been going to church?
No, you see, thank you very much. See, the question is that in the first place, 1 hour for church doesn't make sense. Could be everywhere.
Why?
1 hour for church doesn't make sense. 1 hour for prayer meeting might make sense. Because in the order of service as a clergy, including His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, he goes to church, he sees the order of service. And each of them that is time, 1 hour, we don't know what it can be done. So 1 hour cannot be for church. It can be for an event in the church. Do you understand? But this is my problem. And I would just say that I think that His Excellency the President of the Republic didn't bring the announcement out just because he wants to do that in his bedroom. But according to I think the President of the Ghana Pentecostal Council, I think Reverend Professor Frimpong, I think he's the president. He spoke and said that all the things that were brought out, they had a thorough discussion, had a meeting before it came out, except 2 things. That's what he said on TV last week after we broke and went to church. He said the time, the numbers were not part of their discussion. And these 2 things are what makes the church. So does it mean that all the things they went to discuss were not relevant? That's one side of the story. Number 2, in it being relevant or not being relevant, His Excellency the President has spoken. He came out and he said, I now open churches. Go. Then we come back again and hear that people say, won't go. Is there disrespect to presidents?
No, those were the very big churches who actually said, look, if we put on the air condition for a 5,000-seater church and just 100 people come, it just doesn't add.
When the 5,000 people not part of the decision making, does it mean we want to say in this country that His Excellency the President and his team can make decision for us? Look, let me tell you the truth. In this country, the only religious group that elects a president in this country is the Christian fraternity. We are 71% in this country. So when a president is voted, it means that the president is voted by the Christians in this country.
But COVID doesn't know.
No, this you don't go there.
It has no
doesn't know. I'm talking about
boundaries.
decision that have been made.
This is, I'm sure, was to protect everybody.
This decision that have been made for the Muslim community, for the other religions that are there, it will not have any effect on them.
Why?
Because they are one. But in the Christian fraternity, we have the Catholic, we have the Anglican, we have the Charismatic, we have almost different branches. Do you understand? So within all these branches, making a decision for us to start service means we need a representation. And we have the Minister for what? Religious and chieftaincy. So there's a ministry. So when the big churches come and say that we can't have church after we've been allowed to go and have church because of our numbers, was it considered? Was it part of the consideration? His Excellency knows that we have big churches in the country.
That's right.
He knows we have 5,000 capacity churches in the country.
That's right.
He knows that there are people that their numbers are more than 100. So coming to tell you that only 100 people should go to church for 1 hour, what does it sound? What was the meeting for? I feel that it's disrespect to the president and his people who made a decision that we refuse to go and have church.
I beg to differ.
Well, you're begging to differ is not changing what I'm saying.
I beg to differ.
Because everybody is shouting, yeah, the church must not be open. I remember, is it Bishop Salifu? Archbishop-elect Salifu, alive. Had a whole time. Open the churches now. Open the churches now. Is it the to open the churches now? It was round everywhere shouting, open the churches now. Now the churches are open and they're not going. What does it mean? What does it mean? Is it fear? Well, that's my thinking. That I feel we're disrespecting the president for not attending church. That the president will give us opportunity to go to church. Then we bring a letter out, newsletter. The president said this, we acknowledge it, but we are saying that our churches, nobody should go to church. Where were you when they were making a decision to go to church? Does it mean that...
But not all the churches went for that kind of decision.
So that's what the problem is. Does it mean that all of us are not represented? We were here when the churches had a breakfast meeting with His Excellency the President. They didn't invite all of us. But with our spirit, we believe that if one member of charismatic is there, it means that all charismatic members are represented. If one member of Pentecostal is there, all of them are what? Represented. One member of the Anglican or even Christian Council of Ghana is there. All the churches and the Christian Council of Ghana are represented. Do you know what I'm saying? If one person leaves the chief imam's office, the secretary, Amir, if he goes, he's representing the whole Muslim fraternity. So how do we go and sit with His Excellency the President? Then he agrees. We all know that they are giving us the right to start church. Then we come back and say, no, we won't have church. Is it because it's a wrong decision? If it's so, then all the leadership in this country who say they are speaking on behalf of the Christian fraternity, they should bow down their heads in shame. Because I saw an article that Apostle General Sankra Chiankra, who is the vice president for Ghana Pentecostal Council, is that right? Receiving Veronica buckets on behalf of religious group, 2,000 Veronica buckets donated. The religious group were not just Christians, so they are going to share the 2,000 between Christians and Muslims. We are not serious in this country. Are we serious?
Why?
Do you know the number of churches in this country?
Oh,
excluding the mosques.
Several.
And you gave 2,000 buckets. We are here. The religious bodies went to meet. They know they are going to open church for 100 people in 1 hour. And the fumigation of the churches was not part of the reason. Now, we didn't have any... When the Electoral Commission said it was going to do elections, by all means, has gotten the right to do it. Which is my comment later. Maybe I'll say later in another program. The question is that they came to do a pilot project. They tried the things to happen. They said they've got PPEs. So if the government is opening churches, which is the public space, because His Excellency the President, his last statement on that day was that the churches and the mosques, he requests from them to say a prayer. So he acknowledges the fact that the churches that are going to open, spiritually, they're going to get a connection to pray for us.
That's right.
So it means that his hands were not twisted to open churches. Do you understand me? But now his request will not be met because the churches will not be open.
Well,
we have refused to go.
No, not everybody.
We have them coming to give us Veronica buckets, and churches are not fumigated. It was not included in their budget for us to go and fumigate churches and train the what do you call them, the frontline people who are going to the ushers in the church. I mean, let's say that did we see that happening? I was thinking that rather we'll hear an announcement that we are gathering all churches so that we train them for 3 weeks, for 4 weeks, after which church will be open, because the church being opening, definitely, even we did this 100. And just imagining my members, I was watching them in your nose, man, and I was I was asking myself, they said 2 meters away from each other, chairs, 2 meters. So are we going to do 2 meters, including nose masks, or 2 meters without nose masks? Who is watching the church? So I'm thinking that there's a problem. From the office of the president, there's a problem.
I would tell you.
From Ghana Pentecostal Council, the leadership, did they really meet His Excellency? Did they have a communique like the president said? And it was not adhered to. If yes, why did they agree to the opening of the churches?
Well, I will say that in my church, for example, we had about 3 Zoom meetings before the church was opened. Apart from the Zoom meetings, the church was fumigated. Apart from the fumigation, we had like 12 people trained before our church was opened. And then in those Zoom meetings, we agreed that people with children shouldn't bring children to church. And so a certain portion of the numbers can go, whilst we mothers, for example, can watch from Facebook for the 1 hour. I think that is going fine.
Do you know one of the things I was thinking? Do you know one of the things?
No.
One of the things I was thinking about was this. Everybody's doing Zoom church, Facebook Live. I thought this is the time that we could have also taken the opportunity, even as churches that have bigger influence within this time that we are in, that the data companies, the telcos, should sit up and give us sensible, qualified data. When I say sensible, I don't know if you understand.
Data that works.
Not a data that is running as if it's being attacked by a demon. Do you understand? Because at the end of the day, and when it comes to data, how many people can even go and watch? The reason why the virtual church is not making any sense in this country, for me, the number of people who watch, I mean, you can go on Facebook Live and say, oh, I have 100 people watching me. The 100 people watching you, go and quantify and see how many of them are in Ghana.
But it's still spreading the gospel.
Spreading the gospel to who?
To everybody, not just Ghanaians.
Our churches are not to everybody. Our first loyalty is to the members that God has given us who are sitting under our feet as men of God.
That's true.
Evangelism is to the whole people, but my members in the church are having some particular, in quote, spiritual contract with me. That every Monday, their loyalty is to come for prayer meeting. Every Wednesday, Bible study. Every Thursday is another prayer time. And every Friday is an all-night. And a Saturday is rehearsal for church, for choristers. Sunday is for us to have our church service, where we have the family coming together, get together. And so, within this time, people cannot even do the virtual thing. So if you're saying your church, we have Zoom, we have this, we have that. Yes, do you know people leave their homes to church because they want peace of mind? Yeah. Oh, you don't know?
That's the revelation.
As a pastor, people leave church. And once they drive off their house and they enter into their car to church, everything about them changes. But now we say, let's have church with you at home. I do church at home and I can see that it's not that people don't want to join. Oh, there are things that are still going on. You can hear. You know, there's another. Is this the Zoom? Says Zoom. You can get online. You have people who must mute their mic, and you can hear them. What you hear behind the place. Sorry. Now, why you put that? What I'm saying is that this do something has not brought
the distractions.
There's so much distraction in the body of Christ.
We can't have it totally, Counselor.
No, we can't have it totally. So when they went to meet, why didn't they consider things so that if we know the church is not open, because you know my pain, church is open, but they say no, we won't open. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. President says finally I close church. We all respect the order. We close it. Is that not it?
Yeah.
I have now opened. Then we said no, he has opened, but we won't go.
Why aren't you going to church?
my church has closed. My church has issued a company. But I want to ask us a question. In one breath, he said that the churches went to meet Mr. President to give guidelines on how to open church. And now the president has opened and the churches are not going. In another breath, he's also saying that the virtual thing is not bringing concentration. So I want to ask Councillor, so
what alternative?
What alternative do you have?
The alternative was that the churches being open was the alternative, okay? But within their strategy, the president said...
It should open to everyone?
Yes, the president of the Ghana Pentecostal Council, who said they were part of the membership that met, constantly said, the two things that were not part of the things they took to the president, according to him, I'm quoting him, was the time and the number. I get what I'm saying. So the time and the number is what we want to use for church. The order of service 1 hour. Somebody say, oh, you can do church 1 hour. Yes, but we are saying that within church 1 hour, it is for a particular segment. So the virtual thing is not working. If it's working, like we will not even ask for opening of a church.
Yes, and the 100 thing, like you're saying, maybe the 100 thing is a pilot thing, like the EC is doing. Maybe they want to try the 100 thing as a pilot basis before they say, okay, you can take half of your congregation now or something. So maybe they're using the 100 as a pilot.
No, it's not a pilot.
Because
you're holding brief for them. It's not a pilot.
No, the final year students are going.
Yeah.
But University of Ghana says no. You also say no, they won't.
No, but they said yes. They went to the president this week. And the president said this week when they met them that after this is successfully implemented, we take the next step by allowing the other students.
So, are you holding brief that the 100 is a pilot so that when it works? Is that what I'm saying?
It might be a pilot. So when it
might
works,
it might be.
Yes.
But you see what?
But if you look at the calculation, it's a pilot.
No, it's not a pilot, please. How can you say 100 is a pilot?
What?
Somebody has 4,000 people in his church, and you are calling 100 a pilot.
No, just like someone has over 5,000 students, and you scored only final year students.
Exactly.
He has 4 streams, but he scored only
So, Councillor, let me just give you these figures. So far, we have about 11,422 confirmed cases. 4,156 have recovered. 51 people have died. You think we should open the church?
But these things we are having, the whole world, we are confused with this coronavirus.
Okay, that's for another discussion. Quickly, my next question, because I think we have just about 13 minutes.
And I wanted to answer. Because when you said the whole world is confused, you should let me answer.
I didn't say that.
No, that's what I said. So I said, listen to you carefully before the bloggers will not understand and they write what they want to hear. I'm saying we are confused because in medicine, The only way you are able to find drugs specifically for any ailment and the way beyond is when we do what we call post-mortem. One of the things that happened to us is that among all the death that is happening, so we should do post-mortem. Dump the people. One, the disease is not airborne. So once we are dumping them, maybe we are here. As we are, maybe common contumely leaves is what can heal this so-called coronavirus that is in the system. But until we do that post-mortem on the person, we know the real cause. We keep saying that the people who are dying, they are dying because of what? Underlying
factor.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And their line could be maybe BP, it could maybe
asthma,
diabetes, it could be asthma. So I'm asking that, does it mean when you get coronavirus, your asthma drug doesn't work? Your BP drug doesn't work? Your diabetic drug doesn't work? That is why you die of that same disease?
It's just that it gets aggravated.
What gets aggravated?
Whatever underlying condition.
So you have these numbers going up, and we think they want to go down. Is that not what our wish is?
Yeah.
And we think that not opening the churches and things will bring it down. The crowd will bring it down. I am saying this to say that once we are not opening the churches, we will see one day that this will go out. Because you see, I look at the church in a spiritual level. Bible says that Peter, he said it clear, you are the rock in which I build my church. Is that not it? What happened to Peter? He was arrested. So as we speak now, I rather see it in another spiritual realm that our Peter has been arrested. The prayer tower was James in the book of Acts chapter 12. And he was beheaded, stoned and beheaded. So our prayer tower has been beheaded and our Peter have been arrested. What is the church supposed to do? The Bible says, and the church prayed, and the angel of the Lord entered the prison. And even he, Peter, was shocked. Even when he came back, they were shocked that he has been released by their prayer. So maybe what they opened was not churches. They didn't open for us to do church.
They probably open for more prayer.
So general overseers are in prison. What are we doing? They are writing letters to us.
What do you want to do?
They are writing letters to us. Instead of them to remember that they have been put in chains and request for prayer, they are writing us letters.
Okay.
They are in prison. And they are not telling the church that when Peter was in prison for the establishment of the church, prayer was said. Rather, they are giving us the roadmap.
Anyway, so our Councillor Lutterodt is saying is that we should pray. Yeah. Other big churches have refused to open their church to their church members. Yes, I mean, that's basically what we've been talking about all this time. We're going to the various exposés that have been going on in recent times by Kennedy Japan in relation to certain pastors that have been exposed in diverse ways. Do you have an opinion?
He has not exposed anybody.
Well, apparently, I mean, that's what it says. I mean, he has some evidence against these people.
The evidence, like what? Because I've not seen any expose for me. I mean, this country, I've not seen anything, honestly speaking. I mean, if Honorable Kennedy Japan is doing his own thing about men of God, they have not been, for me, where I said I've not seen any truth in what he's doing. Quote me everywhere. I've not seen any truth in what he's doing. Because if you come up to say that Councillor Lutterodt is sleeping with women, excuse my language, I'm a man and I'll sleep with women, not men. It's a news when I sleep with dogs or men. But when you hear I'm sleeping with women, is it news?
As a man of God?
But
what kind of examples do you want to show?
I am what?
You're a man of God.
So if I'm a man of God, I don't have erection? What are you talking about?
No, but
it's not news.
It's news.
For what? Tell me where the news is. That a man of God is having sex. Where's the news?
Yes, with people that are not his wives.
So, is it news?
It is news.
But if it's news, then any man who has a wife should not have sex with anybody else. Is that not it?
Yeah.
But, I mean, he who lives in a glass house carries stones to throw. So where is the news? When the body of Christ is attacked, Christians are smiling. You see my point? Christians are smiling. Have people like the gossip singer Ampon to come and say that Japan is our Nebuchadnezzar in the time to come and sanitize the church. Why you are eating from the offering of the church? You Ampon. You are using pastors' names to write songs. And you are telling us that right now in this country, we have only 20% of genuine pastors, the 80% are. Are you serious in this country? And the Christians who I vote, Kennedy Honorable. All his vote that is winning a sin of. Christians are the majority of people voting for him.
That's right. But I mean,
Yes,
I
sir.
think that Kennedy has said that he's not doing this to attack the church.
But what's he doing?
He's doing this to actually weed out
Without what?
people that he assumes they're the kind of evidence he has
unfortunately,
against them.
they are using a good word. He assumes. But his assumption has landed the conversation to a different angle. You see from the beginning, you see expose, and I'm saying, where are the exposes? If you tell me Obinim is sleeping with women, has he raped anybody?
I'm not sure. I've never been
So
there.
if anybody gets into consensual sexual intercourse with somebody, is it news?
It is news.
For what?
Especially when the person is a man of God.
No, you see, that's your problem.
Okay.
Yeah, what if that sexual intercourse was a direction from God? Do you know? When he asked, go to Hosea chapter 1. He told their prophet to go and have sexual intercourse when he should go and marry the Median. And what would the church say? So I'm sitting as a man of God. God gives me direction. Go to circle. Choose one yellow one. Use it for my glorification. And the church will attack me.
No, but you see, I disagree with you.
So you're disagreeing
in that
because you
situation,
guys are changing what I say.
in that situation, so that man of God was asked to go and get a prostitute, and that was actually supposed to typify how we as Christians or how we as children of God continuously go to other gods. And
No, please. Yeah.
no, let me finish.
I mean,
let me finish.
the way I'm going is away the boss.
Let me finish. So this was actually supposed to teach a lesson
That-
for us as, you know, as children of God, not to actually go outside the tenets or the worship of God to the other gods. So this is a harlot who will go taste from here, from there, and from another place. And you, as the husband of this harlot, your heart is beating. And God says, that is how I feel when you go out there tasting all other gods.
No, I mean, I don't know which theology you had this from, but with this your theology and the scripture, maybe I read a different scripture. But when direction was given to go and marry an harlot, and you're telling me that this was to go and test other gods, he didn't go with his desire to go and marry the person. It was a request. Just like Miriam had leprosy because Moses has defiled the orders of God. But at the end of the day, God comes to punish. I'm trying to say that we should be very careful when we are just saying that, yes, they are going to, he says it's going to weed out. Even he who brought his word say, allow the wheat and the tares to do what? To grow. At the harvest time, so who is weeding out what? And it's affecting the Christian mentality. Everybody thinks they have the right to speak against men of God. Do you understand what I'm saying? You are men of God, and then when they open churches, I had a very, very affable lawyer saying that the pastors are hungry. That's why another has been forced to open church. Did you hear that one today, or did you hear it?
I did.
You heard it? Somebody came to say that pastors are wicked, so even in virtual service, they are collecting offering. So we should collect stones. Church has not been running for how many months now? 3 months now. My premises is still paying $5,000 for rent.
How do you pay for it?
We are not using the church, but we are paying rent. They are church workers, so their wives, their husbands in the church, all right, who don't do anything. They don't work in Joy FM, they don't work in multimedia, they work in the church, and we pay them from the church. So, like the hotel people have laid people off, should we lay them off? I get what I'm saying here. So my pain is that as if the body of Christ is open to just anything to talk about it. And Christians are following. Yes, Kennedy is doing well. He's sanitizing the church. With what? Where are the evidence? I don't think if we take any pastor like Obinim to court today, Obinim will be punished by the law that is made for a bishop than Obinim. The law that he has broken is what will be punished. So when an ordinary person goes, is it not the same law they will use against him? Or they are going to build a new law to deal with him? So if you ask me my opinion, I have not seen any expose, all the things happening, that somebody is going to kill anybody.
Okay, so this is the scripture. This is the scripture, Hosea chapter 1, verse 3. It says, and the Lord said to me, go again, love a woman who is loved by another man and is an adulteress, even as the Lord loves the children of Israel. though they turn to other gods. Exactly what I've been telling you. And love cakes of raisins. So I brought her for 15 shekels of silver and homer and letek of barley.
You're reading a scripture.
Yes.
You read it.
Yes.
So this is the logos.
Yes.
You've not gotten the rhema. And I'm saying that your rhema you took is not within the logos.
No, this is exactly what the logos says. The logos says
so I'm saying that
exactly
you are reading the logos.
What I told you was
So
exactly
you are
what the
reading
logos said.
but I'm talking about the rhema.
But your rhema may not necessarily be my
For
rhema.
you. So as theologians, we are talking about the rhema out of your logos that you read. And I'm saying that when the
So you can't then just say that my logos is not right.
No, you are what I'm
no, my rhema is not
no, what
right.
I'm saying, and I'm saying that from where you are still repeating the logos. And I was talking about the rhema.
It's
so
time.
you see, we have done that right now. The body of Christ have become it has become something like Akasi is here. Let me tell you, honestly speaking, if the church goes down the drain, Akasi, you know what will happen? When the church goes down the drain, all of your ministry will have a challenge.
Yeah. As for the church, is not going down.
Because the people in the weight you carry is more heavier in the church. Ask him. Or because do you know of any bigger gospel musical program they do in this country apart from Ghana Music Award? And Ghana Music Award, what do they do to them? They give them first 15 minutes, first 10 minutes to pra their way. Gospel musicians more pra now here one have a tune. Is that not it? When I doing the billboards, I don't know. I remember that the first time a gospel musician won the Ghana Music the song of the year or something. Artist of the year. What happened? There was no nightclub popping.
Of course.
It was bad for them. Because like after the winner, the next thing is the clubbing. But that when Joe Metal won it, there was no clubbing. So what I'm trying to bring to pass is that we should all be careful and become soldiers of the body of Christ. What you don't understand, don't comment on it. But everybody's talking. You this look how children came on radio to insult men of God.
It's unfortunate.
I mean, and still they don't respect it today. That the president has opened their hand, your common diom, I mean, can you imagine? Preaching no mambo like you say even churches now. I heard somebody say now we even the offering bowl, you put it outside. Is it right? Did we hear that? Did you people hear that? Do you know what it means? Do you know the offering is another sacrament like the blood? The Bible says when he took his body, when he took the bread, he says, "This is my body." He didn't say this is like my body. When he took the wine, he said, "This is my blood." So if the church leaders will go and meet and they agree that let's put offering bowl at the entrance, as for the mosque, their offering bowl has always been outside. But the church should put an offering bowl outside. Do you know what it means? Where was Jesus? Was he standing outside on the bowl? So the leadership of the church that met. Are you sure they met? Are you sure we have a representation in this country as Christians? Or there is no leadership?
Okay. Thank you very much, Councillor Lutterodt. You always add fire. I can say I love it. I love this song, and so we're going to end with it.
Up.
Yes,
well,
we're done.
Yes. In another way. So let me do my wrap up for Akasi to do. Let me wrap up and leave so Akasi can sing. Akasi, well, for me, I stand at where I stand at. I think that is disrespect when we are not opening the churches. It means that we don't have leadership. If we have leadership, then the churches, everybody should open because it's a normal thing that has come. Fumigation of churches should be done by the government and not the churches and the individuals, because we are a body that the government is regulating one way or the other. We are those who are stopping the armed robbers and the thieves from attacking and making things done properly in our life. I'm responsible for my comment and my statement. So everywhere I sit, I say, if you don't understand anything, as for Delia, she only interviewed me and gave me opportunity. You can call me direct on 0277 609 644. I spoke 0277 609 644.
Thank you. I can say.
I've heard people say what's going on has the potential to, mar the image of the church and what the church stands for. And I've also said to some friends that some of these things strengthen the church. I believe that one of the things that help the spread of the gospel, if you are a student of the Bible, would be persecution. Persecution is not a good thing.
Yeah.
It means that people were beheaded, people, went into trouble here and there. But it was that same thing that God used to spread the gospel. Because of persecution, the apostles were spread abroad and they spread the gospel through that, experience. So, yeah, I mean, come hell or high waters, the head of the church triumphs.
Well, my name is Odilia Ntiamwa, and I've been sitting in for Frankie Five, and I really enjoyed tonight. I'm sure we shall meet again some other time when Frankie Five is not there and I have to sit and have a blessed evening. And get your dial on all our platforms, hits on Joy Prime, Joy News, wherever you are on Joy FM. We're definitely the biggest and the best multimedia group in the country as of now. Let's end it with Akes's latest, and have a good night.